Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Welcome to Abstract Medicine. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you for following the journey that is Abstract Medicine, for letting me guide you and read your energies as well. For those of you who've been following me for quite some time, thank you so much for your lovely donations and gifts, kind words, for pressing the like button as well, and for subscribing. For those of you who are new, welcome. I usually start my intros with good morning, good afternoon, good night, because I have a lot of people all around the world, whether they have subscribed or not, they do tune in from all around the world. So thank you so much. I'm an artist and I'm a healer. My name is Cristal Fischetti. Cristal Fischetti. So today, I think it's going to be quite an intense reading. I don't actually know exactly what it's going to be about, but I have a feeling that I'm going to be using the World's Truth cards. We're going to go deep into some scenarios, macrocosmic and microcosmic. Might use the astrology cards as well. Okay, so let's begin. So calling in the angels, ancestors, guides, for the messages that need to come through today. Thank you so much for helping me bring the messages that need to come through today. Okay, so shuffling some cards. We're going to start with the Mystical Healing Reading Cards by Ina Segal. Okay, we're ready. Are you ready? Okay, let's get in. Just so you know, my voice doesn't change when I channel, by the way. So when I channel, you may not realize that it's me, that it's not me, rather, it's my high self. And sometimes my guides come in as well to deliver the messages. So the egoic me is moved to the side, and then I start channeling. So there could be some trigger warnings that could be coming through. Just know that I'm a worker of the light. So I'm not a worker of the dark, as in I work with white light magic, not dark black magic. Okay, so you're in safe hands here. Okay, but just so you know, there could be a trigger here for you. Okay, so the first card that came through is listen to your intuition. Okay. Yeah, absolutely, especially here with the blue lapis lazuli blue here. Does talk about the throat chakra, does talk about communication, and the birds here does also talk about communication. Here, listening to intuition is about being quiet and maybe speaking less. Okay, so there could be something here. We'll read the book at the very end, but there could be something here about listening to your intuition. Some of you may not be listening to your intuition at this time. Okay, so where should we put this? Okay, we're going to put this here for the time being. Okay, so that's going to be the overall cards. Let me just see which tarot deck I'm going to be using today. Okay, interesting. So we're going to be using the Kim Krantz Tarot today. Some of you really like this deck, actually. It's made by a lovely artist. Okay. Also, by the way, obviously with what I do as an artist, but also as a healer, I do listen to my intuition a lot. Pay attention to your dreams as well. I know a lot of us have been having some funky dreams, especially during Mercury retrograde. Some of you are also getting a hunch about something or someone, and you've got to trust that intuition. You've got to trust that hunch, because I feel like some of you might be doubting that hunch. These hunches can be through dreams, through messages, symbols, signs, synchronistic events as well, scenarios as well. Pay attention to what's going on around you as well. What are people saying? What kind of events are happening around you, macrocosmically and microcosmically? Are there, for example, well, I won't say specifically because it's personal, and I don't want to get anyone in trouble, obviously. But there are people around me that are having very similar situations and scenarios who are unrelated to each other. And so that's something that I'm picking up on. So, okay, so what does the collective need to know, please? Wow. So we start the first card, the tarot, with the world. So this is, I did say that this is going to be quite an intense reading, and I did say I was going to also use the World Truth cards by Amy Satori. And we have the world here. So the world, something is definitely, at least at its peak to its completion, peak to at the end, I'm hearing. Something is closing out here. There could be something on a macrocosmic scale, as I mentioned before, that involves world news, maybe world travel. You know, we are living in a time at this moment, the last 2 years, where there are world restrictions, world travel restrictions. Yes. So maybe these travel restrictions or these restrictions, I'm also picking up on Saturnian energy, which does talk about limitations as well. Planet Saturn. You know, could be closing or coming to an end at this time. Okay. So I'm going to put that there. Okay, because it's a major arcana and I want to have that at the sort of semi-forefront, let's say. I have a card peeking through. I just want to have a look and see what this is all about. Wow. And we have the Magician. Okay. So I spoke about white magic at the very beginning, and I spoke about dark magic. As I'm reading this energy right now, and this card specifically, a lot of you need to listen to your intuition, because some of you are really dealing with people who have dark intentions. There could be malicious energy around you. There could be someone who is very trapped in their ego, with the number 1 representing I, ego, id. Yes, I, me. Someone who could be quite manipulative, malicious. Someone who has their eye on you, and you may have turned your back on them. Okay, so I feel like some of you, because this is a general reading, this is not a private reading, so please take the messages that resonate for you and leave the ones that do not. Don't come to me and say, like, it doesn't make sense to me. Of course, it's a general reading and there's lots of people that are tuning into this video, yes? So some of you may feel like some of these messages in completion, as it were, really speak to you and speak to your soul. Anyway, I feel like there is someone here who could be trying to manifest you back, trying to use manipulative tactics. I don't feel like this is someone who is trustworthy. Of course, we're going to get further into the reading. But I feel like this is giving me the energy of the High Priestess, okay? For me, the High Priestess is essentially the counterpart to the Magician. They're both tapped into the inner soul, or at least the soul of the world. Yes, the soul of the world. Cosmic knowledge as well. And they're able to invoke whatever is above into the physical world. Above, so as above, so below. As within, so without. But I feel like there's a sort of like diametric. I'm hearing dialectic, interesting, and dualistic interpretation with these cards so far. Okay. So there could be sort of opposing energies here. I do feel like the main message, as I said before, is all about listening to your intuition. So we have the 5 of Pentacles here. There could be a loss of profits here. Okay, I'm also hearing loss of profits, as in loss of profits financially, but a loss of good light worker profits rather than false profits, which is what I'm seeing here. So there could be people on the World Wide Web, online, on social media, who are pretending to be light workers, to be truth seekers, to be truth sayers, to be guidance counselors for many. And I do feel like these are celebrities, people that are very well known, and they're sort of prophesying things that are malicious and false. These are people that are prophesying things to attract people into getting into a specific timeline. So I'm speaking very quantum now, okay? So basically there is a veil that is being drawn over people's eyes online, where this dark magician, or many dark magicians, including men and female, okay, who are using certain spells in order to create a false reality, in order to put your consciousness into a timeline that is not of your highest means, okay? And you end up manifesting that timeline because your focus psychologically, mentally, is focused on that, and that's the law of attraction. When we focus on something long enough, it becomes a reality, it becomes our truth, it becomes something real. And I feel like there is someone here who is doing just that. So I'm not a fan of this energy, to be honest. Okay, let's keep going. There could also be a world crash as well. There could be another financial crash or financial crisis, is what I'm picking up on too. We have the Three of Cups. So usually I do not read, as you've probably been following my channel for quite some time, I don't read reversals, as in the cards falling back to front. Professional tarot readers do not read reversals. Because each card is neither positive or negative, it's neutral. And it depends on the rest of the cards that fall out and how they are placed as well on the table, that dictate its meaning, okay? So yeah, that's just something. And also this is something I'm picking up on. There are unprofessional, let's say amateur tarot readers that read like this, okay? There are amateur tarot readers that read the cards sort of like that, back to front, you know, it's a negative. It's even if you see them in booklets, or if you start buying or purchasing tarot decks with booklets that say upright or reversal, it's I mean, just focus on the illustrations, yes, the meaning, but the upright and the reversal is not, it's an amateur kind of it's like a pop spirituality thing. It's a pop tarot reading mechanism. It's not actually the way that at least how I've been taught is how one should be reading it. And I've been taught by masters as well, in the physical but also in the spiritual world too. I also, just as a side note, while I was in Italia, I had discovered something that I'd always really known, that my great aunt was a tarot reader, Zia Teresa, and I have felt that she, in particular, the matriarchs in my family, on my mother's side, being South American, I come from a very long shamanic line, okay, in terms of healers, but on my father's side, many of the males have not continued this legacy. And it's interesting that on my father's side, it's a woman who was the great tarot reader. Okay, so that's quite interesting, and I thought I'd just share that with you. And there is something as well about listening to your guides as well, your intuition, the women in your family line as well. Maybe this is going back 20 years here with number 20, where a lot of the women, the women in your line, were highly intuitive, psychic. Some of them, of course, were put in situations where they were looked upon as witches or seen as witches, but actually it was the very opposite. And of course they were met with a lot of upset, and they were left out in the cold by society, even dramatically by the world. So this is the typical thing of, especially as we're entering into the veil being thin, becoming thinner in October, towards All Hallows Eve, and then of course towards Dia de los Muertos on the 2nd of November as well. You know, we are here to revere the dead here. We're here to revere and respect our ancestors here. So of course there's no doubt that you know, that you could be picking up on this yourself, and you could be having a further connection with your, as I said, the female line, who are amazing, great, beautiful tarot readers, or intuitives as well. Check also online, but also on TV, what's being streamed. It's quite interesting to see now there's more of an opening up, or an allowance of, you know, of seeing people reading tarot, just in popular culture, generally speaking. It's quite interesting how the world is changing with that. But with the Three of Cups, I see here that there could be some sort of false friendship as well element here. So again, pay attention to your intuition, because there are people, as I said, who are wanting to entertain you. I'm hearing Robbie Williams' song, but have manipulative tactics. And these are people that could reach out to you online. I mean, I know when I had Abstract Medicine on Instagram, which is still in existence there, but I no longer post there, I post here on YouTube, right? That there were people, there were scammers that were going onto my Abstract Medicine Instagram account in the comments stating that they could use love spells and all this kind of jazz, which is black magic, and enticing my followers, subscribers, to go to them. Okay, so these are people that have false intentions. Sorry about that, it's a kind of busy morning on the street here. So yeah, these are people that have false intentions, okay? Okay, let's have a look at the Magician. Yeah, so we have the Four of Cups here. There's someone who is bored. Okay, I'm gonna still look at the macrocosmic level here, and then I'll further tap into the microcosmic level, or whatever needs to come through will come through intuitively, and will be channeled thus. So we have the Magician here, and we have the Four of Cups. So someone is bored, someone needs to be active. You know, the Magician, especially here, as I'm filming, post new moon in Libra, and in the time of Mercury being in retrograde. Mercury energy, the energy of Mercury, well, the planet Mercury rules Gemini, and you know, Geminis tend to have a very hyperactive mind. They need constant psychological, mental, intellectual stimulation. And when they are bored and they're not being stimulated, the shadow aspect of Gemini, let's say, or the shadow aspect of Mercury, let's say, is disruption. Okay, and this can be spiteful words being communicated on a macrocosmic scale. This is delays in travel. Okay, as we know, with Mercury being a retrograde, delays in travel, this is not the right time to sign contracts, commit to, you know, dates in terms of, you know, romantically speaking, right at this time, because there could be a mix match and a confusion of communication. But yeah, there is someone who is bored and is using manipulative tactics because they've got nothing else to do, which is a fallacy. We can always create our own entertainment. It doesn't have to be so that we play with other people's emotions. And it's the energy of the cat and mouse. This is a rat, but it's the energy of a cat playing with a mouse here, you know, just for entertainment value. You know, cats are malicious animals. As much as I absolutely adore them, they can be quite malicious. I'm also picking up on sociopathic behaviour as well. So just playing with people's hearts here, just for entertainment value, and just to kind of flex their own magic and skills sets that they have in terms of witchcraft as well. Okay, so let's have a look at this Five of Pentacles, please. Okay, so we have the three, we've got two cards that fell out. So you have the Three of Wands here. Okay. And then we have another card that fell out, which is the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so I actually think that this is someone who, because they themselves, so these could be leaders in office and government as well. These could be people, as I said before, who could be celebrities. These could be people who are teaching, what's it called, like giving you self-help guidance. People that are from the woke culture kind of thing. They could be posting reels, videos, and things like that about how to be a better person, how to be a better leader. Self-help groups I'm also hearing as well, who, because they themselves had come from a family where they themselves had lacked love, or at least they were not given love. With the Five of Pentacles, the Magician had resorted to being in control of their own destiny and having a warped sense of what love really means. And for them, these false prophets on a public sphere, public platform, are people who see love to control other people, because they may have been really hurt by love before. This is a classic fairy tale scenario where they were maybe jolted at the altar or jilted at the altar or something like that. They had a really rough idea of what love meant. Maybe they weren't given hugs as a child. Maybe this started at the age of 1 to 5 years old. You know, from 1 to 7 to 8 years old. These are very formative years of our psychological, human, mental, emotional, spiritual growth and identity that really shapes the rest of our lives. So the first 7 to 8 years of our life are very formative, and we have 3, 8, and 3 here. So I think that there's something here that could have happened during this time period where they felt lacking in love. They felt cold. You know, they did not come possibly from a warm, loving atmosphere, and so they became cold. They became cold themselves. They became the very thing that that was around them or that had affected them. They became that subject. They became that verb. And so henceforth they ended up focusing on and working on here with the 7 of Pentacles and the 3 of Wands, working and perfecting and waiting on the right opportunity to manipulate people on a microcosmic level, on a close-knit circle. Maybe these are people around you as well. You may be seeing people, or you may have known people that you may have closed out from your life. You've closed out, you've completed a cycle with them, who were very manipulative and would put themselves in a 3-party situation. So maybe they were married with someone and they had an affair with someone else, or whatever it is. You know, they were not married themselves and they were in a connection with someone who was married, you know. And so there was this kind of like 3 people situation. This is not a consensual throuple scenario. This is not a consensual sort of like open relationship situation. This is a situation where someone feels, because they have had a warped sense of love and relationships and even friendships and even joy and fun, because the 3 of Cups and 3 of Wands for me talks about patience, but also fun, joviality as well, emotional excitement, and Wands being spiritual enlightenment as well. They of course used and turned around what was good into something bad, what was warm into something cold, you know, what was fruitful into something that was dead. So you know, there's lots of, as I said before, in popular culture, pay attention, because you know there are films like in Disney where there's Maleficent, for example, that talks about you know the true story of the stepmother, you know, and you know, things like that. And it's just quite interesting that that is being shown out on a macrocosmic scale, where a lot of you may also be experiencing that or have experienced that on a microcosmic scale. So these could be your father, a mother, who had been in a situation like this. What I'm seeing here is at the end of the day, the light always wins and the truth always comes out. So however much they feel in control of the spiritual laws, the laws of whatever, manipulation. There isn't really a law of manipulation, but there's a law. Oh, I see. Okay, this is someone who could also be working with the Satanic Bible as well. Okay, which is all about inversing the good into the bad. And as we know, in the world out there, there are people who are involved in that, you know, rituals, specifically during portals, as in portal openings like Halloween, for example, or 11/11 or 8/8, you know, in August as well. So I feel like these are people that may really hold on to their money as well, because we have the Seven of Pentacles here, and then have like a quick growth to financial richness and wealth and success, but they just want more and more and more of it because they're bored and they feel like they need to always be in control. They rise to fame, they rise to wealth, and then they lose it very quickly. They have false friends as well. And what I'm seeing here is that you, collective, Abstract Medicine collective, are using your intuition because you know all of this. Everything that I'm saying right now is something that you already know or you've been paying attention to. We have the Two of Swords here. So what I'm seeing here on this one, and intuitively, my ears are they're like really tight at the moment and they're about to ring. But it feels like there's mental psychological pressure. But I'm seeing that this person's, the magician's, their third eye has completely burnt. So they've overstimulated it. They've basically it's the energy of the sacred and the profane. So this person, or these people in high office in the world out there, in the World Wide Web, people who are on social media pretending that they are there for the good, good prophets, light workers, all these like buzzwords, are actually false prophets and working in false light. Okay, so these are people who have overstimulated their third eye, and have actually turned the sacred into the profane. So this is what the Major Arcana is all about as well. The Major Arcana is all about the largest, the biggest secrets in the world. That's the Latin Major, Majores. Is it Maggiore Arcana? Arcanum. And then the Minor Arcana is, of course, the minor secrets, the smallest secrets. And so with the Two of Swords, I feel like this person, had a choice by spirit to choose the light, to follow their intuition, to follow the sacred, to follow the higher calling in order to help and support, guide the world out there. But instead, because of their manipulative tactics and because of their desire for control as well, they chose the ill, they chose the wrong path. Okay, and then I do feel like they had a choice here with the Three of Wands here. They had a moment to pause and wait. Let's just have a look at the bottom of the deck. And look, no surprise, we have the two. Look, the Two of Cups and the Justice card. So this is telling me that Spirit is aware that this person on a microcosmic scale around you, people around you, pay attention to what's going on around you, right? With people around you, friendships, relationships, romantic situations, but also on a macrocosmic scale. Are they true friends? Are they true partners, in terms of work as well? Especially here during the Mercury retrograde with Justice, I also see that Spirit is coming in order to deliver the goods, as in deliver the karmic rewards to people who work in the light and the karmic rewards to people that work in the dark. As you know, the Magician is not always negative. It's how I'm reading the cards with all the other cards around it at this time. So I do see that there is someone here on a microcosmic level who's manipulating timelines here with 3 and 2, but also who is manipulating love affairs as well. Maybe these are people who are getting involved in other people's business who aren't meant to be there. So they're using dark magic in order to manipulate, in order to get what they want because they're bored, because they have lacked love in their own upbringing. They don't feel like anyone else should deserve that as well. So these are people who are wounded. These are people who have not healed their shadow. They have not faced their shadow. And what they did is they used any small, slight spiritual knowledge that they had for darkness, for manipulation, for control. So this is very strong dark magic energy, okay? With the Justice card, I do see that in terms of legal papers as well, as I mentioned before, this is not the right time to sign documents in order, for partnerships, whether it's on a business level, working with people, legal documents. It's not the right time right now. Maybe plan to sign these documents at the end of Mercury retrograde, which is on the 18th of let me put this here for you. On the 18th of October, the shadow of it will still be felt at least for another week. I would say up until the 28th of October. So yeah, and when someone lives by the sword, they also die by the sword, is what I'm picking up on too. So whatever they are saying, they're going to be getting that back, whether it's good or bad, positive or negative, whatever spiteful words they have been inflicting, whatever magical invocations they've been using for negativity, for the bad, for the terrible, for the drastic, for the manipulative, they will be receiving their own just medicine as well. These are people who are incredibly manipulative. I'm not saying that these are Geminis or Libras in a sense. I'm just picking up on the energy of the shadow aspects of this, of these signs, possibly, but it's just the energy of people. You know, these are planets as well that we're talking about too. This could be a father figure as well that you may have in your life as well, who you may have experienced, you know, very controlling behaviors as well. Let's have a look at the, what is called astrology reading cards, okay? I feel like before I do, I feel like I need to see something else. Okay, that's it. Oh, that was it, the World Truth cards. Okay. Okay, let's have a look at the World Truth cards. I'm just quite curious to see. But yes, I am seeing, you know, this is the age as well. This is the age of Aquarius that we're moving into, the age of innovation, technology, unique situations appearing, occurring, unique partnerships, as in you may have heard the twin flame journey, the soul flame, the soulmate journey. You know, here with the Two of Cups, these are true love matches, whatever you want to call it a true love match. And, you know, there are people here who are interfering, who had the choice to work with the light or work with the dark. By the way, as you know, I absolutely love cats, and most of my cats have been black cats. But it's quite interesting that we have this duality. Do you remember how I started the reading with duality? I think I may mention something about dualactic, which I don't think is even a word I'm channeling here. So, you know, there is this energy of timelines being shifted, choices being made, people being in separation here with the Five of Pentacles, people being left out in the cold, whatever was warm, or even had a someone may have been even waiting for quite some time here with the Three of Wands for their true love to come back. And they were focusing on their work with the Seven of Pentacles, and they hadn't returned, and they were left solemn, you know, they were left at a loss. It's also giving me the energy of Beauty and the Beast, where he has that rose, and once the last petal falls, it means that his curse will no longer be lifted. So, you know, again, it's someone who's put some. I do see curse work here as well, and I do see that true love is in the eye of the beholder. It's also known on a spiritual level, and it's known within from the heart. There are karmic people here who come in order to manipulate and stop and create separation as well, and they do use you know, black magic, whether you want to believe it or not. This is something that is very true. Okay, all you have to do is just research it online. Okay, so the first card that came through is amazing. Nefarious people are still hard at work behind the scenes to take down humanity and enslave them. So what did I say? I spoke about manipulation as well, right, and nefarious activities. But there aren't as many of them as there are of us, and this is the light that will out. The light always wins. Remember how I said that? There aren't as many of them as there are us if we are smart and stand up against them. Yes. So this is about fighting the good fight here. This has come to, or is soon to come to, a happy ending. What did I say? I spoke about completions here with the World card. It has played itself out and is being resolved now. Relief is at hand. Absolutely, this is the energy of justice, things coming to a close here as well. Nefarious activities in the world out there, through governments, but also on social media and the news, that's coming to a close here. Because there's more light workers, there are more true light workers than there are, let's say, bad ones, as in false ones. This is also the energy of false twin flames as well. I had dealt with a false twin flame situation probably like about 3 years ago, and I thought this person was my true flame, you know, but was not, was a false twin flame. Okay, so that was a very interesting experience for me to experience, because it's the energy of mirror work as well. So it's the energy of illusion. And as I said, the age of Aquarius is all about the truth. We've now closed out the World card. We've closed out this whole age of Pisces, which is the zodiac sign just before Aquarius. which rules Neptune, which is all about illusions, dreamy, fantasy stuff, yeah? So this is about this next age, this next movement into enlightenment and truth. This will not or did not happen, okay? This will not or did not happen, okay? So this will not happen. So whatever you're fearing as well, if you are dealing with a true love connection or counterpart situation that has not come into physical union, this person or these people who are trying to intervene in order to separate this divine union from, you know, actually coming about, will not happen. So you can release your concerns about that. Involved or involves weather manipulation. Okay, so that's interesting. So as I said, with the magician here, again, you got to be open-minded with spirituality. It's not something that is logical. These are laws that can't be properly defined in the physical language, physical terminology. We can have theories about it if you'd like to look at physics and theoretical science as well. That would probably aid you if you're someone who is very logically mindseted, as I imagine, logical mindset. But yes, there is such a thing as manipulation, as I said before, with the magician and magic here. As I said, illusions, disillusions. There are people that believe that 9/11 was an illusion thing where they had used like what was it, the dark, like the Black Mirror effect, not like the show, but the Black Mirror is a black witch mirror. It's a mirror, it's a screen that you can use like a crystal ball, like here, like a crystal ball, in order to manipulate, as I said before, timelines and even the weather as well. As I said at the very beginning, or at least in the middle of it, I can't remember because I'm channeling, the Age of Aquarius is all about new technologies too. So this also involves nefarious people manipulating the weather with new technologies too. You know, you've also got to admit to yourself, if you can, please, that we are already in the future. We're living a futuristic life now. And some of us are choosing to, you know, get on the higher timeline or to stay on a lower timeline as well, by the way. Yeah, believe that to be true or believe that not to be true. Some things can be very simple as well to be explained or understood, and some things just can't be. Because, say, for example, try to explain to someone in the 17th century what a mobile phone is. You know, now it's so easy for us to understand that and conceive that. But for someone in the 17th century, they're like, what? Actually, maybe they would have, you know, I think, yeah, I think Leonardo da Vinci in the 1617. Wait, when was the Renaissance? This is terrible. I'm an artist as well. Yeah, he definitely would have known and understood that, because I think during those time periods as well, we were more open to the stars, to otherworldly concepts as well, to new ideas. The whole Renaissance period as well was a whole programming of a new way of thinking as well. It was also very strategic maneuver as well. Anyway, this involved or involves someone playing a part, faking it, or manipulating. So again, can't make this up. The cards are coming out with what I am channeling here. This involved or involves someone playing a part, faking it, or manipulating to get something they want. As I said before, things are not as they appear. This is the illusion. Look deeper into this to find out the truth. Exactly what I said before here. Listen to your intuition. Go deeper into the truth here. And this person is going to be facing their karma, I'm telling you. Person, people, micro, macro. You may need to put away extra water and food in case of an emergency, but it will only be brief. So some of you could, around the world, could be experiencing like massive weather storm, like storms, you know, fire. I'm hearing like incendi. There could be something here where some of it is naturally occurring, so it's nature doing its thing, or these are people who are manipulating the weather, or even starting these fires, for example, or these devastations. And I think specifically in the States, I'm picking up on a lot of you are already aware of that. I mean, when I was living there, I knew about this a lot during the time I was living there. So yeah, they sort of like to use the weather and specific time periods during the year to increase the devastation. Okay, so that's just a hint there to get ready, but it's only going to be brief. The situation involves an unintentional mistake or misunderstanding. So this is what I'm saying is, okay, well, it was not done on purpose. The person involved is innocent or of ill intent. Okay, so this situation involves an unintentional mistake. Okay, so there could be someone here who you may be in separation from in terms of a true love connection, who may have spoken some truth here with the Justice card, that because of their control issues, it was a mistake for them to reveal this truth. Okay, it was not done on purpose. It was not done on purpose to hurt or manipulate. For the shadow, I feel like this person on a close contact situation, on an intimate level, were trying to control their ego and not feel rejected by you, is what I'm saying here. But at the end of the day, they were met with their own medicine here because they ended up feeling rejected by the end of it. So this person involved is innocent or has ill intent. So this person, at the end of the day, is someone who is actually good. Remember, I'm picking up on lots of different energies and scenarios. So, just, I think with my readings as well, you've really got to pay attention to what I'm saying and also read between the lines as well. So on a close-knit circle, close-knit, intimate, potential romantic, true love connection, this is someone who may have said something to you as well, who had ill intent, okay, and it just kind of blurted out. There's also the energy of Gemini as well, sort of blurting out information as well. This has illusory factors intended to manipulate. It could even be outright untrue, fake, or computer-generated imagery. So I spoke about 9/11 here. This is something that could be happening again in terms of manipulation, technology as well, with the weather manipulation too as well. So on a grander scale, remember we have Listen to Intuition, and we also have the World card as the major first two cards that came out, and then the first major card as well. Also, during this in the spread is the Magician here. And then last but not least, we have this involves copying, cloning, duplicating, reproducing, replicating, or keeping something going exponentially. So this is also, I would say this is also GMO food production as well. Of course, cloning, we do talk about that in terms of celebrities as well. Reproducing, in terms of eggs as well. This could be something to do with labs. This also could be something to do with what's going on right now during 2020, 2021 with the virus. I haven't quite made up my personal mind about it, but there's quite interesting evidence to back that up. But then again, in terms of science, you need that evidence in order to back up a theory, right? But in terms of spirituality, whatever you see is not always something that you that is true. Whatever, they say seeing is believing, but not always is it the truth. So there are people, nefarious people, who can create certain illusions in order to make it look real and a fact. Let's take the news here as well, for example, as a sideline, in order to make it look and seem real. Okay, and then there will be unexpected shocking news to be revealed soon. It is to awaken the population and make them aware of important issues that need our attention. So I did talk about that in terms of some news, revelations about the awakening here. We are moving into this proper age of awakening here, okay? Just before we go into the zodiac signs, I'm going to have a look at the beloved ghosto. So this is all about true love connection cards. So we have quite a few cards that came through. Just because I love being intimate with you doesn't mean I'm using you or being a player. It's just my most comfortable way of showing you my love for you without words. So if you've been intimate with your true love, my door is ringing. It's just their most comfortable way of showing their love for you without words. Okay, I'm gonna have to get the door actually, just one sec. Hey guys, I'm back. So all right, let me get back into the channeling. Okay, so just because they have been maybe sexually intimate with you, it doesn't mean that they don't love you or they don't value you. Okay, so so I got out of breath because I had to rush downstairs and answer the door. And this is how they show affection, by the way. And this is someone who has good intentions, not ill intentions. This is the one I spoke about here earlier. If you've been intimate with them, oh my god, I've got to catch my breath. Okay. Please tell me you'll treat me like an adult and not a child. So this is someone who maybe they themselves are closing a cycle here of innocence and into experience. This is the energy of William Blake, Songs of Innocence, Songs of Experience. It's the energy of someone who has been around the world. And I can't find my baby, I don't know where, I don't know. The Stanfield. Yeah, someone who has been around the world searching for you, searching for this true love, and then they found you and they were like, oh shit. Kind of freaked out here with this. This is shocking to me, shocking news. This is shocking to me. But this is also someone who is matured and they want you to see them next time you see each other, maybe outside of Mercury retrograde period. Remember, it ends on the 18th of October. Shadow aspect is for another week as well. So it's important to me to feel respected and for you to see me with new eyes. I've matured a lot and I want you to see me how I am now, not then. Okay, and then one last card. I could really use some consistent messages of love while I go through some tough stuff. So this person that you're dealing with in terms of a true love connection had been with someone or was dealing with someone who was incredibly karmic, toxic for them. Karma is neither good or bad. I'm using this in a negative way, let's say. And so this is someone who's going through a tough cycle, or they've been through a tough cycle, and they've closed this person out, they've kicked the devil out, okay, and they're following their intuition. So please hold my hand from a distance while I get over this hump. I'll explain later. So that's exactly it. This is you being their guiding light here with listening to your intuition. You have a telepathic communication with this person. The person that they were dealing with themselves was of a very low vibration. Bottom of the deck, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. So this is a Hawaiian prayer, actually. And if you put your hand over your heart and say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, it will make you feel very, very, very healed and loved. Okay, and it's very interesting how we started the reading with the Five of Pentacles, where this could have been someone that they were dealing with who hadn't understood what true love is, you know, starting from the first 7 to 8 years of their life. But also, it's just such a simple prayer. You know, this is true spirituality as well, where imagine if all our great leaders of the world did that. It would be a very different scenario. I do have hope though. So let's have a look at the astrological reading cards and see, generally speaking, what the overall message is for the collective piece. Leo. Okay, so the first thing I'm picking up on is ego. The second thing I'm picking up on is someone in the limelight. The third thing is fame. And I'm also talking, I did speak about people who are celebrities as well, people who are in the public eye. Someone who may have been doing black magic, a ritual doing black magic during the 8/8 portal, which was August the 8th of this year. So whether you want to believe it or not, governments use these portals, time energy portals, in order to do nefarious activity in order to stay on top and be in control of their governance, okay, whether it's money or whatever. And they'll do certain things which I will not explain or talk about because it's just too dark for me to talk about, okay. But you can have a look online about it. I'm sure you'll figure it out. There's that. The other message I'm seeing here as well is that in terms of true love, this is the lion, you know, with the energy of Leo, the body elements is the heart and the shoulders, I believe, for the energy of Leo. So it doesn't have to be your zodiac sign in particular, it's the energy of Leo. So what does the planet, it's the sun. It's the sun that rules Leo. So the sun is about sharing a light, truth, things becoming clear. We did talk about awakening as well, and this is the sun energy here. So things are coming out up to light. Things are coming out. Things are going to be revealed. There's going to be further clarity for any miscommunication that you may have had with your true love. There's going to be clarity about this. For any manipulative tactics that are hidden with the moon energy here, on a micro or macrocosmic level, listen to your intuition, because regardless, the truth will out, and it will come out very soon. I would say maybe by the next Leo season, which is July and August. The person that you're dealing with on a romantic level could have Leo in their chart too. Maybe they have Leo in their Venus aspect, or maybe in their Mars aspect. So this energy is flamboyant, dramatic, proud, and passionate. It focuses on the importance of self-belief. So this is talking about self-belief. This is also talking about courage to me as well. So take it how it resonates. There could be people here that you're dealing with who you yourselves have had to, walk into the line of courage like a lion in order to fight the good fight here. For me, the lion is the light worker. And this is someone who is also letting go of their pride, not the pack pride, but their ego, in order to reveal their hearts here. Beautiful, beautiful channeling that's coming through here. So let's have a look at the Leo. 48, okay. I don't know what to call this video, but, well, anyway. If this card appears in your reading, the energy around you is Leo, and the matter involves pride and self-importance. This energy is about the necessity of feeling special and being admired, but it can attract disapproval, as others may find it a little overbearing, which could be unfair. Each of us needs to feel a sense of our own importance in order to love ourselves and want the best for ourselves, so that we can make good choices and decisions. A lot of you are being encouraged, in courage, in heart, cœur, heart, yes, age of heart, yeah. I love breaking down languages, it's so amazing. Stepping into the courage in order to be in the spotlight, because you have amazing talents that need to be seen and shared. Of course, there's going to be jealous people. That's just the way it is. That's the nature of my business as an artist. Lovers are going to love, haters are going to hate. What are you going to do about it? You're just going to keep focusing your attention on them, or you're going to turn away and just do what you need to do and focus on your work. That's what I'm saying, and your life purpose. So time to level up as well. We can then also have confidence in our ability to express ourselves in loving, enjoying, and playing. This card suggests positive and creative energy, which should attract notice, as it shines brightly with flamboyance and drama. Either you or someone around you needs a powerful sense of self-esteem and importance, which may in turn generate optimism, good humour, warmth, and generosity, just like the sun, right? Because this energy is sensitive to the approval of others, there may be hurt feelings if someone isn't noticed or respected. Okay, Leo craves love and affection and is not just thrilled by adoration and praise, it feels empty and lost without it. This is a loyal and affectionate energy, which responds to love in a magnanimous and generous way. However, if Leo feels unloved, then it can strive too hard and may be seen as a little overbearing or self-centered by some. The lion is the king of the jungle, and there can be a distinct sense of vanity or regal pride involved, but also a complete lack of attention to the needs of others. There can also be attempts to dominance or control, with some loud roaring involved, but overall, this fiery energy can light up a room with warmth, hospitality, and a big personality, putting on a powerful and dazzling display. The other message I'm picking up on is Africa. Okay, the sign of the symbol of Africa is the lion, lion's pride. So this is about coming back to ourselves here as well, coming back to where we come from, and not seeing color and race as a division thing. It's all bollocks in the end. The color of your skin is just, what is it? What does it mean? What does it mean? As an artist, I see color in very different ways. I see it as light, expressing itself in different vibrations and different frequencies. We can't justify that understanding into someone's physical appearance, you know, and limit ourselves and even our beliefs because someone is of this or that color or this or that race or this or that creed or this or that culture. Really got to, in terms of the energy also of Aquarius, is being open-minded and thinking with a world-wide view, and also overseeing and understanding and appreciating that everyone is one. Okay, let's have a look at the Listen to Your Intuition mystical healing reading cards. A very powerful message that's coming through. I'm feeling very strong Archangel Michael's fire here. So what was it, number 20? It's cutting the BS, you know, and it's coming into truth. It's cutting the devil out, and it's leveling yourself up to be the best that you are, the best that you can be, and actually doing it and walking that line towards your life purpose and truth. That is the energy of a light worker. That is the energy of a truth seeker. That is the energy of the sage, a mystic, a light worker, a magician, a witch, a light witch, right? So listen to your intuition. Your intuition is constantly sending you messages. You're being asked to become aware of what your inner wisdom is trying to tell you about your health and your intimate as well as work-related relationships. There are particular aspects of relationships that need attention and a new approach. There are certain people and experiences that you have outgrown. What did I say? You've outgrown them. So you've closed a cycle, you're moving into a new one. Change is coming and you will need to make healthier choices. If you open the door to possibility, new people will appear in your life and they will be able to offer you a different perspective on how to live, love, and work. Your body is also trying to give you a message about your health. There are signs and symbols all around you. It's your job to learn how to decipher them. Okay, so when you awaken your heart chakra, so I spoke about the heart, cœur, you know, encourage, the courage. I'm also hearing entourage as well. A lot of you are really destined for big things and fame. So, you know, be in the spotlight, yes, but also humble yourself and have those loving, humble, intimate, truth, no BS relationships as well. When you awaken your heart chakra correctly, your intuition can flourish and you will know the difference between an illusion and a real spiritual perception. What did I say earlier? Illusions, disillusions as well. Okay, so that's what I have for you, beloved ones. That is what I have for you. I hope you found this message helpful. Please do press the like button and please subscribe if you feel called as well. Yeah, let me know if you enjoy it and I will catch you on the next one. Ciao for now.